Morning everyone, I'm Ch11-辅and my partner is Work-新辅. Today we will introduce Chapter 11, Drawing your conclusion and identifying future work. First, here is our outline. We have 4 parts. First is summarize the results, and the second is putting the results into context. And third is evaluating the process, and the last is identify future work. And the first part is summarize the results. We should think why we need to do this, because it makes the discussion easier to read and how to do. At the conclusion chapter, you should give a summary of the results. And then we will give an example to explain. For example, you can show that there was a significant difference between the user access the online documentation and pre-menu, and you know when they will access. And the second question is, what was I able to show with confidence and what was uncertain? For very certain results, discuss the impacts, what will be useful in the future. And for uncertain results, discuss what needs to be done for obtain a more certain results. And then here is the second part. We will discuss how to put the results into context. And we design a table for some typical question. In this book, we classify the question for 2 ways: attack and defense. Attack means the question is contribution of the results, and defense means the question is about comparison researches in a similar area and in the same discipline. And table 1 shows those 5 questions is all in attack way. And the other 2 questions is in a different way. And I will explain more for each question. And the first question perhaps is the most interesting point for a reader. And we should focus that the results of your research have an influence on readers' behavior of studying your research continuously. And there is an example to explain the second question. If the results show that the staff using software was more for work productivity than the staff that didn't, then it's also part of your work to discuss who can use the results. Then the question is very important. You should identify any contribution you have made and its levels of importance. And the fourth question, let's give an example to explain. And we can apply the PSO to the network package routines and material logistics. Then the answer of the fifth question have the 2 possible. If the results are mainly theoretical, you should discuss how they could potentially lead to practical applications. Or if the results are mainly practical, You should describe ways in which they could develop into a theory or lead to modification to an existing theory. And the answer of sixth question, you probably have been done in the analysis session, but in the conclusion, you can make an additional comparison with related work. And the final question, you should give an assessment whether your results confirm the existing framework in your field or something new which could overturn the existing theory in your field. And the next part, my partner Ming-Yi will introduce for us.
So we go into the part we should we do and how to do developing the process. It helps the reader see the weaker and the strong point of the worker, which is useful in decision which of your result can be trusted most. About how you can develop this evaluation by going back to each step of the process and identify weakness and any mistake that have become apparent. Here is an example. You want to compare the accuracy of two expert systems, so you test each system on 5 test scenarios. But later realize there will another 3 scenarios that should have been tested in this describer want to aspect of the system's performance. They have not been tested or suggest how it was likely to perform on the 3 additional test scenarios. Finally, the fourth part is an important part of your report for the future work session. Convenience is minor that you know how your work fits into the overall development of the subject area. Help readers to plan new projects using your work as a start point. So, here we have 4 questions. Help use develop the session to answer first question. Nobody could acceptable. Your objective have a great unfulfilled, but you might have 1 or 2 which will only partly complete. About this, after your research, you answer the problem you are addressing. But the result also leads to some new questions.